few forces of nature are as powerful or terrifying as waves. And today, we're going to take a closer look at some truly unbelievable ones, including a wave that tore chunks from a cruise ship, what happens when a cargo ship challenges the ocean, and even a giant wave that changes directions. Hold on tight, subscribe to the channel, and let's take a closer look at the 10 big waves you wouldn't believe if not on video. Number 10. Japan Tsunami. In 2011, Japan was hit by a super tsunami triggered by the largest earthquake in 140 years. At 2:46 p.m. on March 11th, a massive magnitude 9.0 to 9.1 undersea megathrust earthquake struck near the Oshika Peninsula of Tōhoku. The earthquake was something many people had never seen, and in fact, it was the fourth most powerful quake since the start of modern record keeping. Because the earthquake occurred at sea, the resulting tsunami generated waves over 130 feet tall. That headed toward land at a searing 435 miles per hour. By the time they made landfall, the entire world was watching, and countless videos exist of these massive waves obliterating neighborhoods and causing an absolutely devastating loss of life. In total, 15,000 people died in the flood that caused an estimated $235 billion US in damages. To this day, it is the costliest natural disaster in history. And if you thought this wave was epic, just wait until you see our number 1 entry. A wave so massive and so unpredictable that you'll have to see it to believe it. Number 9. Sloppy container ship. Not too many things can take on the true open ocean and live to tell about it. One of the few things that can are cargo ships. To understand how these ships tackle massive waves, it's important to understand the sheer size of a container ship. Costco, for instance, operates a fleet of 11 ships that are 1,312 feet long and 192 feet wide. So what's the worst that can happen? In these videos, we can see how these mammoth waves violently slam the ship. Unfortunately, while it all seems fine at first, we can see how the water overwhelms cargo, sweeping containers worth of consumer goods into the sea. In fact, it is estimated that 1,382 of these containers spill into the world's oceans every year, causing unimaginable environmental impact and costing insurance companies billions of dollars. Given that an individual shipping container can weigh upwards of 10,000 pounds and sit atop a 100-foot high deck, the sheer size and power of these waves are evident from the footage. Before we go on, like this video, pop the subscribe button, and ring the notification bell right now, or the ghost in your closet will manifest itself tonight. Number 8. Cruise ship calamity. Most people consider a cruise to be a relaxing and calm adventure to new lands. But on April 16, 2005, all that changed for staff and passengers aboard the Norwegian Dawn when they were struck by 3 consecutive rogue waves. A rogue wave is a sudden wall of water that occurs far out at sea. Rogue waves can reach twice the height of those around them, and they are so rare and so terrifying a phenomenon that until 1995, they were near mythical, known only through the tales of shaken sailors, and drew great skepticism from landlubbers. By 2005, they were a well-established hazard of the high seas, and the captain of the Norwegian Dawn, a 20-year veteran, could only fear the worst as the 965-foot-long ship was relentlessly blasted by 3 consecutive 70-foot rogue waves. The force of these waves was so severe that it sheared welves off an aluminum rail supports and on the 9th and 10th level balconies. This caused teak handrails to break loose and crash through the cabin windows, leading to flooding in 61 rooms. Several passengers were so shaken that when the ship made an emergency stop in New York for repairs, they refused to get back on a boat and instead were flown back home. In total, 4 people were injured, with possibly the most affected being those who found themselves in the swimming pool at the time of the incident. In this footage, we can see how they are thrown about helplessly. All in all, this wasn't what anyone was expecting when they bought tickets for a cruise. Number 7. Belhara. Like several other entries on today's list, Belhara, France is a coming together of several factors to create a one-of-a-kind surfing destination. Underneath the surface, the approach to land is characterized by several sudden plateaus that make waves violent and breaks unpredictable. In fact, the power necessary for these erratic waves to break comes along so rarely that sometimes an entire year goes by without a wave break. But when it happens, waves reach such incredible heights that they have been known to swallow entire ships moored nearby. One such wave in 2002 reached an unbelievable height of 60 feet. And these enormous walls of water for barreling toward land, most people are more than happy to be far gate away. However, in each years, hundreds of the world's bravest surfers monitor conditions in the area and are ready to hop a plane at a moment's notice in order to have a moment atop one of Valhara's biggest waves. Number 6. Mavericks. Being what most people would consider the epicenter of surf culture, it's not surprising to find California on today's list. An area known as the Mavericks exists north of a small village named Princeton by the Sea, and here you will find a surf mecca. After winter storms on the sea, winds and low tides create a perfect recipe for a slew of 60 to 100 foot waves. These multitudinous and seasonal waves have made the Mavericks home to an annual invitation-only surfing championship where the world's top surfers meet in an amazing showcase of balance and grace. Because of this annual tournament, a great deal of video footage exists from the Mavericks, but the sheer size of the waves there remains stunning. Number 5. Just when you thought it was safe to go back into the water. In 1975, a group of 3 surfers took on a massive wave 3 miles east of Pa'a on the northern coast of Maui. As they were surfing, the waves suddenly changed directions, causing an unpredictable and dangerous situation. Because the situation turned deadly so quickly, the group gave the wave the name Jaws, after the then recent shark movie. The area is also known as Pa'i, and today remains a destination for big wave surfers around the world. Number 4. 2004 Tsunami. On Boxing Day in 2004, millions of people found themselves staring down a 100-foot tall wall of water. The situation was quite similar to the situation faced by victims of the 2011 Japanese tsunami, however, with even greater devastation. It started with a catastrophic undersea megathrust earthquake. The water caused severe damage as it swept through 14 countries, including Indonesia, Sri Lanka, India, and the Maldives, killing over 227,000 people. Given the size of the city's hit, hundreds of people pulled out phones and news agencies responded swiftly, leading to some truly remarkable footage that helps to put the scale of Mother Nature's intense power into perspective. Number 3. The edge of the world. These incredible images come from the cliffs at Sagres, Portugal. In the video, we see massive waves crashing into the side of the hills in a location known as the edge of the world. With a single look, it is easy to see how this area got its name. It literally looks like you're at the edge of the world. What may arguably be more incredible to think about is that sheer rock face is around 246 feet high, or 75 meters. This means that each of the rushing waves are rising at least 120 feet as they collide with the cliff face. What a truly incredible sight to behold. Number 2. Cortes Bank. Cortes Bank is a barely submerged island 96 miles southwest of Los Angeles, and the area around it is home to some of the region's biggest waves, with waves up to 90 feet. Its distance from the mainland only adds to its mystique. Those brave enough to surf here also have to take a 3-hour boat ride to reach it, and the waves aren't consistent. This means those dedicated to catching a giant wave at Cortes Bank may have to spend months monitoring weather conditions in the area to pick the perfect day. And even on the perfect day, only the most experienced surfers would dare the area. Surfing here means dodging jagged rocks and shipwrecks known for large pieces of rebar that jut out of the water, just waiting to impale an unsuspecting surfer. If such an injury were to occur so far from land, it is quite possible that the victim would never last long enough to make it to the hospital. While the area and neighboring Bishop Rock are renowned destinations among professional big wave surfers because it creates some of the largest surfable waves, it is also thought that the largest waves there have never been surfed. Number 1. The wave that pummeled Portugal. Some of the world's largest waves and also the most consistently filmed waves may be those in Nazaré, Portugal. It is not uncommon to find waves as tall as 100 feet here as they crash into a picturesque landscape. While surfing these big violent walls of water might seem crazy, many of the world's top surfers and ambitious semi-pros gather here every year to try their hand at the massive waves. Even for those not ambitious enough to go into the water, the area has become a major tourist destination, and people come from all over the world to take photos and capture footage of the unbelievable waves in Nazar. The waves are at their peak between October and March, and the best pictures are said to be from a popular vantage point near an iconic lighthouse that has stood in its current location since 1577. That's all for 10 big waves you wouldn't believe if not on video. Which one was your favorite? Have you heard of other amazing nests? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to TrendJoint for more incredible videos. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.